Okay, hello everyone. My name's Anne-Marie Docherty. I'm one of the development officers for West Lothian Council for the 1+2 strategy. We're really fortunate in West Lothian Council. We actually have 5 development officers just for 1+2. So I'm here with my colleague Paula Cabezudo. I'm getting better at that, but I'm still not quite right. Today, and there's also some of our lead learners here today. I'm really pleased to see so many of our lead learners from West Lothian here today. I'm going to talk very briefly about what we've done as a council to use the platform and the impact that it's had across our council. Okay, so we bought the platform in 2 years ago. This is our 2nd year of using it, and we're really using it at the moment as one of our core resources. We have another few resources that we're using that are things like videos and websites that we're encouraging our teachers to use, but this is the main thing that we've been giving our teachers as a resource to support them with the implementation of 1+2. And we've bought the subscription for the whole authority, so every primary school within our authority has access to the PowerLanguage platform. As a council, we've also developed progression pathways and also frameworks for learning, which provide support for planning and progression for our teachers. And we've aimed to link these to all the resources on the platform so that what the teachers are seeing on the platform is actually in the plans as well, so the teachers don't necessarily have to jump back and forward and link it themselves. And we've just made sure as well that it's allowed us consistency in terms of the vocabulary that we're using. So all the schools across the area are using the same vocabulary, the words that the LFEE have put together for us. And also there's the consistency in content. We're not having different schools covering different topics. Everyone is doing the same thing, so it's allowed us a lot of continuity and consistency. For training, we've provided training for our whole authority. We started by going in at cluster level. So each cluster would have one small training event where the PowerLanguage platform was used. So all teachers have seen it, even if they're not using it, they are all familiar with it. We've also, as well as this, we've ran workshops for teachers who are, I think Jan mentioned our keen beans earlier on. People who were keener began to come at the beginning, so they're the people who have started using it and almost work kind of like evangelists, as telling other people about the platform. We're very fortunate as well that we also have in each school one person who we know as our lead learner who's really taking 1+2 forward. So the lead learners are encouraged to come in. We actually have our own room in West Lothian called the Hub, where the development officers are all based, and we do a lot of training there. So we've had our lead learners into the Hub quite often, and the PowerLanguage platform is something we've been using a lot with them, and they're able to take that back to their schools and then encourage their own staff to use it from there. In addition to this, we've been out to several schools who've requested additional training, and we've created what we call the PowerLanguage Treasure Hunt. So it's a training resource that one of our development officers put together, and it basically has teachers work through a set of questions where they have to use the PowerLanguage platform in front of them and answer questions. So it might be, go onto the responsive resources section, can you see 3 topics that would be useful for a primary 4 class, what would you use? Can you go on to the planning stages? If you look at primary 4, what topics are covered? Just to encourage people to kind of go into it in more depth, become more familiar with the different sections of it, and it then gives ideas for people to use with their own classes as well. We've also linked it very much with our training. So we've had a lot of training, and we've really got very, very strong links with LFEE. They've been fantastic for us and have done so many training sessions. We have at the moment what we call PLL, which is Professional Language Learning, which is a 14-week course that our teachers can take up. We had a huge cohort of teachers take it up last year, and again, it's been very popular this year, and we've been able to run it in French and Spanish. And all these courses are linked with the PowerLanguage platform, so the teachers who are on the courses, LFEE use the PowerLanguage platform for the activities, and these teachers are then able to use these activities with their own classes. So they're becoming more familiar with the platform and using it as an everyday resource. Okay, let's move that on. So the impact that we've had, our feedback on it has been very, very positive. One thing that practitioners constantly tell us is they like having a concrete resource, something that's to hand, something that gives them resources they can download, things which are correct. The other thing is that it's provided our staff with more confidence. People who are perhaps less sure of their pronunciation, there's something there they can check straight away. They can hit the sound file and they know, okay, this is how I'm supposed to say it. Things like grammar, there's the help sections as well, which they're able to use with that. So it's really improved our staff's confidence with using the language. It's also provided really good activities and ideas which they can use with their classes. So again, the idea of giving teachers something concrete to use. The plans are also manageable. They're very much broken down into small chunks. It's not huge areas. And certainly when we're talking about trying to include all our primary teachers, some of whom are less confident, some of whom maybe are not as enthusiastic, telling people this is manageable, this is a small part that you can use with your classes. It's not something huge. When you look at the plans, you think, oh, actually, you know, there's a small chunk I've got to include for this term, a small chunk for next term. I think I can manage that. And that's something that people have very much appreciated. The majority of our lead learners are very confident with using it, and they're also sharing it with their staff as well. And having lead learners as a network has proved really, really successful for us. It's given us a point of contact in each school. And looking out across the room, I'm familiar straight away with all the lead learners. I myself, before I got the development officer role, was a lead learner within a school. So my experience from using the platform came from that first and then moved on to that. So our lead learners are very much key in making sure that we have consistency and progression across our authority. So where am I? So with our consistency, everyone in the region has a shared understanding of what we're trying to achieve. The planning's similar. What the children are learning at each stage is more consistent because we have the primary 1 stage, primary 2 stage. We're also, because the way the platform works, we're on the 2nd year of the platform at the moment. So in year 1, very much what everyone was doing was very similar because we came at it as though everyone from primary 1 to 7 was starting from scratch. It did give us differentiated activities because obviously you don't want to be doing the same activities with primary 1 as you're doing with primary 7, but they're technically as learners at the same stage in the modern language. So it did give us that. Then moving on to the second year, we're then moving from the primary 2 plans to the primary 7 plans, and we're planning on trying to keep going with the platform every single year from primary 3, each year the new stage is coming out. Our other aim is that because all our teachers are using this, all our primary 7s are going to be roughly at the same stage when they're moving on to high school. And this has been something that we've constantly worried about as a problem, is that different primary schools coming into S1 at different stages, how do the secondary teachers plan to move on from the learning that they already have if different children have different experiences behind them? So if we are providing something right across our authority, then all our primary 7s are able to start at the same level, then our S1 teachers are not needing to then go back and recover the material that the children have already done and are already confident with. In terms of confidence, people know that they're teaching the right thing. Before there was a lot of people who said, well, I might be doing a topic in French, I might be doing this topic in French, what should I be teaching at primary 1? What should I be teaching at primary 4? There's now something that they can check and that they're sure of. Planning is manageable. It's a small amount, and we're very much telling practitioners, use the plans from the platform as your plans. Don't go and recreate them. They are there, they are correct, and we're happy with what those plans are. Also, the responsive resources have been fantastic for teachers who want to take things a little bit further on, who want to use a modern language cross-curricularly within their work. It supports teachers and it allows them to be a little bit more adventurous as well. So overall, we would say that the platform has really allowed us consistency, continuity and confidence. Okay, thank you.